They just make more radar signature because the Block 25 Viper radar couldn't see it far enough even to do like short range, like launch and leave. So meaning like at 25 miles, we were barely seeing other Vipers. If you did your radar mech exactly right or whatever, it was crazy. So to go from that to where right now we're like setting up pictures at 100 plus miles, where you actually like have to start getting in the right formation. It's things are changing fast, I guess is the point.
That's spicy.
Very spicy.
Think about how the Viper must feel right now. Like finally getting a radar that it's like I can see people at range, and it's like they just shot somebody down at 100 and some miles, and you're like, gosh, like the ranges for the missiles have gotten so much farther that it's like the radars just can't keep up.
Yeah, but that's kind of, well, I don't know. We could cross lines that we don't want to cross, but that's the problem. Like the radars the Pakistanis are using aren't. That's the stuff I'm just like, well, like what's actually happening?
Well,
I wonder how our airspace is going to be up in Mountain Home.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's good airspace too.
It's great airspace.
Well, I had someone got really fired up about the Qataris going. I'm like, I think it's a nothing burger, right? You already got the Singaporeans up there. And then like Fort Smith, really, that's the one, like you're going to have the Singaporeans. I don't know what other FMS countries are going to go there for the F-35, but the article I read about Fort Smith was like, oh, it's like 125,000 square miles of airspace, right? But anyone who's familiar with that airspace, one, like it's like the rival corridors to the most major airports. Like there's nothing for an F-35 to go fight in that airspace. And now you're going to put the Singaporean Vipers are there now, and it's supposed to be the Singaporean F-35s next. Like, where do you go fight in that airspace? Like, there's no airspace for an F-35.
Yeah. It's crazy how much airspace like the Uter, which is pretty massive. What is it like? It's at least probably 100 by 100. Maybe not. Maybe it's like 85 by 85, 90 miles.
North and south. It's not exactly north and south. If you use the MOAs, you can probably get a little over 100 miles. But
yeah. Anyway, we'll do our long range sets like north south when we really want range, you know, and it's still ideally we're starting things like 150 miles. There's no airspace here that can do that, except for, you know, the knitter. If you put everything together right, can probably do it. Or anyway, my point is the Uter's massive compared to every other airspace in the country, and I just feel like we are
still small.
Yeah, it's so small, like we're like spilling out the sides, and you just need a huge amount of airspace to fly the tactics that we fly.
Well, yeah,
modern tactics.
The Pakistanis shot down Indians at 125 plus miles. So
we should talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like I wonder. You know, they got the PL-15E, the export, supposedly, right? But you wonder, like, did they? So the Pakistanis said it was a 125 mile shot, and then the Indians said it was even further away when it came to that. But it's a long shot.
Yeah.
Think skinny.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah. Remember the early days of the Viper? So I went through Viper B course in Block 25s. So the oldest Vipers we had at the time, and they'd have to puck the jets. So like they'd have to put AMD pods. So like extra, I don't even know what AMD pods do, but they just make more radar signature because the Block 25 Viper radar couldn't see it far enough even to do like short range, like launch and leave. So meaning like at 25 miles, we were barely seeing other Vipers. If you did your radar mech exactly right or whatever, it was crazy. So to go from that to where right now we're like setting up pictures at 100 plus miles, where you actually like have to start getting in the right formation. Things are changing fast, I guess is the point.
That's spicy.
Very spicy.
Think about how the Viper must feel right now. Like finally getting a radar that it's like I can see people at range, and it's like they just shot somebody down at 100 and some miles, and you're like, gosh, like the ranges for the missiles have gotten so much farther that it's like the radars just can't keep up.
Yeah, but that's kind of, well, I don't know. We could cross lines that we don't want to cross, but that's the problem. Like the radars the Pakistanis are using aren't. That's the stuff I'm just like, well, like what's actually happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah. The one
Who's
thing
getting 125 mile.
Right. That's one news article. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. Like who put that out? It's like one is a propaganda.
Yeah.
Is it not also, I mean, maybe they did. When I read, like, the Pakistanis have Link 17. So
one better than ours.
One better than ours. Because why not? But it sounds like the Pakistanis are better integrated across their fighter fleet than like the Indians, right? Because the Indians have like MiG-29s.
Yeah.
What else the Indians have? You know, it's like it was a not a Euro.
They had Rafales, right?
Rafales, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you can just think of like all these planes are built by different manufacturers, and obviously if you go like Soviet style fighter versus like how different that would be. Versus if your fleet is more synchronized for like fighter integration, then your SA might allow for some of those like longer range shots that you wouldn't necessarily have. And then again, who knows what other type of support they're getting. You know, if they have PL-15s, obviously they bought them from the Chinese, you would assume they would get some kind of support as well. So I don't know.
You know,
interesting times.
The ideal American trained pilots in Pakistan shooting Chinese hardware. It's a great combination.
And then I saw like we were like going to sell Pakistan F-16s.
Yeah.
Like that was like it was like all up. You're like, man, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting times. I don't know.
A couple more years. It'll just be Conan's problem, not mine anymore.
No. Carry the torch.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
Conan's the leading instructor at Hill right now, so he knows all the good stuff.
I wouldn't go that far. Nice. My commitment's up in a year. We'll see what happens after that.
I'm a federal employee. You're not even getting a paycheck right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm working for free.
I'm just here for the good times, the good TDYs. The last TDY I went on, I couldn't even find one. And it was still awesome.
That was a great TDY.
That was a great TDY.
That was probably the best. That's probably been one of the best ones I've been on.
Yeah, that was a good one. We went to the National Guard has a exercise they do. What was it? It's called
Century North.
Century North. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, it's in Wisconsin, and it's a Guard base, and it's just run by the Guard. There's no like oversight from ACC, I guess, which is awesome. Yeah. Anyway, it was glorious. It was fun.
Yeah,
I think I did my mission commander upgrade, and it was like a 24V whatever. There's my mission commander upgrade. That was a lot of jets to worry about, but it was so much fun.
Yeah, it's all Guard units, and then they can invite active duty to like augment or whatever. So it's a pretty full up exercise, but it's like so bro level. It's amazing. There's not like no overarching like white force staff for anybody. It's just kind of put on by the squadrons. Anyway, it was cool.
That's legit. Yeah, that's awesome.
Vader, you guys got to get out there with us. We're not going next year, but the year after.